Rogue Logic. This is the way.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rogue Logic. I'll start out, as always, if you could like and subscribe and hit notifications so you know when I have new content. That would be great. I really appreciate it, and it would really help grow the channel. Also, please make sure that you put stuff down in the comments below. I'd like to hear what you have to say, whether you agree or disagree. So today, I'm going to get right into it. I have a special report for you. And unfortunately, this has to do with the staggering rise in pro-authoritarian and theocratic type dictatorships around the world. First place we're going to go is to the war-torn country of Syria, where President Bashar al-Assad has now proposed laws that are going to be attacking journalists and bloggers and whatnot, and they're really going to make them pretty much, if they have anything to say about any government officials in one of the states in Syria, they're going to have to register with the government.
That's wrong. It's not Syria.
What was that?
That's wrong. It's not Syria.
Oh. Okay, that's... my notes seem to be wrong here. Okay, that's not Syria. Where is this again?
That's in the United States.
Oh, I see. All right. So I apologize to my viewers. My notes seem to be incorrect here. That is actually a proposed bill in the state of Florida in the United States. I apologize for the error. Let's get on to other news. I have other things to report here. Let's see. Next up. All right, we're back. And as I said, on to the next report. Luckily, I'm so happy with that one exception that we just had, that we live in our country where we value freedom, freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, religion or non-religion. So, you know, I don't want to ramble on. Let me get to this next piece of news. All right, now we're going to be going over to far away Africa, and in Egypt, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has now started in great numbers banning numerous books, including classics like the Lorax and...
Hey, that's not right.
What now?
That story is also in the US.
Whoa, okay. Wow, I don't know who wrote my copy here, but, this is a little bit embarrassing. Actually, those book bannings of classic titles and books, that's here too. That's here in the United States. So I grew up with the Lorax. I don't know if everyone saw it, but saw it and read it. I did both. Really great little story and cartoon about the dangers of destroying the environment. So evidently that is no longer allowed in a lot of school libraries, as well as many other titles, and that story is also coming from here in the U.S. So again, apologize for the error. Moving on. Welcome back, everyone. I think I've got everything straightened out here now, and let me get back to it. So one thing that I knew really wouldn't be a problem here in the United States, and this one is very disturbing. Now we're going to go all the way out to Cambodia under the iron fist rule of Hun Sen. There are actually states in Cambodia where they're having problems having a minimum age that young girls can be married off. They can't even get that age up to 16, and they can be married to men that are...
I hate to interrupt, but...
Oh, boy. This is embarrassing. Oh, go ahead.
Also happening in the USA.
Ah. All right. Again, I'm not sure who's in charge of my notes here. I have been corrected once again. This is happening here in the United States, where there does seem to be an issue where they can't get a federal law stopping children under 16 from being married off, in some cases to men twice their age or 3 or 4 times their age, Idaho being one of the prime examples. So yeah, that's America too. All right, this has really been disturbing. I think I've got things together now, though. For my last part of the story, this one's actually a real shocker. So we're going to go to a more well-known dictator, and pretty much I think everyone is more familiar with this one. In North Korea, we have Kim Jong-un, and it seems that 24 states in North Korea, at least 24 of their states, have banned abortion and health care for women to varying levels, some very extreme, right up to and including rape and incest of children. And soon to follow is going to be contraception.
Hello there.
All right.
Wrong again.
What is it now?
You're quite daft.
Okay. Let me guess. North Korea is not where this is happening.
Sadly, also the US.
Oh, that's right. This is actually happening here in the United States. Whew. All right. Well, all right, everyone. You can probably tell that to a certain degree, I'm turning this into a bit of a satire, but unfortunately, there's nothing really funny about what's happening here. These issues that I've mentioned, as far as all of us, as a whole country, losing our rights and watching our democratic republic become a fascist state. And this is happening, and it's happening quickly. And if this doesn't disturb you in one way or another, then you either are pro-fascism, pro-dictatorship, pro-theocratic authoritative government of some manner, or you haven't been paying attention. And I think that's something that is a problem here in the United States, because I think we've led ourselves to believe that we are really immune from all of the things that the people around the world have to deal with. And the reason I say that is because I remember growing up, and for as much as a child thinks about something like that, but in school and then into high school, yes, there was always, during the Cold War, there was a terrible fear of nuclear devastation. That was really pounded into us, and perhaps rightly so, because it was probably a big possibility, and a few times we came close, evidently. But the day after, I believe, was the movie, if I remember correctly, about nuclear annihilation, and it was pretty disturbing for young minds. But besides that, we were brought up with this idea that we're the democracy that leads the rest of the world. We're the shining beacon of hope. No one could ever attack our shores. We were in control. And that dangerous idea has led us to where we are now, where, no, right now, we aren't under attack by anyone coming onto our shores. We're attacked from the inside. And it's one of the two major political parties. And, I'm tired of having to say this. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. But my disdain for the Republican Party and what it's become, I wasn't too fond of it before, but what it's become now is really just a fascist cult-like rule that is starting to chip away at our rights and our freedoms, and people have really got to start taking this seriously. Now, I mentioned book banning. I mentioned women's right to choose and abortion rights and bodily autonomy. What else did I quickly touch on? Freedom of press and things of this nature. To, one thing that is very important here in the United States is that we are allowed to criticize our elected officials. I'm not saying making things up, but I'm saying if they're not doing what they should do, Republicans, Democrats, or independents, the press has to be able to feel free to report that to us and not be in Vladimir Putin's Russia where that happens and the next day, oh, wow, somebody else fell out of the window from 40 stories up. What a coincidence. He was a journalist or she was a journalist. And I haven't even touched on the many topics that are going on here. Now, we're already into the possibility of states ridding themselves of same-sex marriage. We're already into the possibility, as I mentioned, of possibly states now, it's not enough that they're doing away with a woman's right to choose. They also want to do away with contraception. So, you know, this only comes from theocratic lunacy. LGBTQ rights, even interracial marriage is being put on the table as a possibility. I mean, this is insanity. This is complete insanity. The complete denial that an election was rigged when it wasn't, denial that it did, I'm sorry, I worded that incorrectly. The denial that the president that they didn't care for won in 2020 and, just deciding that's just not true. And then, of course, the insurrection against our United States on January 6, 2021. Again, we're going to pretend it didn't happen.
Big Brother will tell you what's true.
Well, you can, this unfortunately works, this cult mentality that they press into people with propaganda, it works on some people. And now there are people who watched this happen live. You watched what went on, and now it's simply, it didn't happen that way. We were lied to. Well, you know what, everyone? I really want to be more positive about this, and I have to be. I have to hope that sanity is going to prevail in the next couple years, because I really am not up for living in that kind of country. And I don't think most people are either. I think there's a good amount of people who have been duped into this and really do not understand the consequences of what's going on, or really just, maybe they think they do. And I have a feeling a great number of these people think that they're doing right. And, that's the issue with our United States of America. What's right for you may not be right for me. Or what's right for the guy who lives in California, in San Francisco, may not be right for the woman who's living in Alabama, in the rural part of the state. This is the issue here. Everything isn't going to be, that's why our country is so great. You don't have to agree with everyone or anyone. You can do things your own way within reason. We have just common sense laws. But as far as our freedoms, no one's going to like losing them. Basil here doesn't want to. At any rate, I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm going to sign off. Be kind to one another whenever you can, which is almost all the time. And be kind to all of our friends that are animals, like Basil here, and all of them, because they don't have a voice to speak up when they're being abused or mistreated, and we do. So with that, good night, everyone, and peace. Basil, that was a pretty good job, don't you think? Where are you going? Where are you going? What's up? Oh, you gotta go? You gotta go? All right, all right. Basil's got to go. I mean,
Everything will be
What?
okay.
yeah, no, I think everything will be okay. I'm pretty sure of it. You know, unless things go to hell. And anyway, even if they do, you can always fight back. Always remember that. You can accomplish anything. And yeah, that's it. All right, everybody. Peace.